Pisceans, it is your turn. Thank you for everyone who's checking out for Sun, Moon, or Ascending Pisces, or maybe cross-watching for Pisces, for all your views, all your support, and your comments always mean so much to me. I love you guys. Pisces, how are things doing over in your corner? Are we avoiding any type of crises? Pisces? Just kidding. We're asking the tarot to reveal, though, any hidden messages, any stuck energies, or any healing message that tarot may have for the sign of Pisces for mid-July 2017. This is for Pisces, mid-Pisces. Maybe you're on a cusp, but maybe you are mid-Pisces. I always thought about doing a video for all you cusp babies out there to see, like, that'd be a fun one to do, like a set of, what would there be, 24 of them, like, to see, like, if this is your cusp, maybe these are the messages for you. There we are. We're sorted out on Tarot Knows What's Going On for Pisces, and I'll do my best to intuit the cards for you as we go. And I would want you to set your intention, Pisces, for this reading. Please remember that the readings are for entertainment purposes only, and these messages always are, my intention is to find you in hope and understanding, bliss, and joy at this time. And thank you so much once again for joining me here, Pisces. Overall, at the bottom of the deck, you have Wheel of Fortune. One of the other signs had come up with this too. There is a lot of like overlap or like things carrying over from sign to sign for these couple weeks, I feel. Not only I feel does the energy heighten for the collective, is that sometimes people are in different signs are going to be like spending time in people's shoes, so to speak. It's almost like there is an opening or an awakening of awareness in partnerships or in how people have been identifying through the zodiac and through Western astrology. Maybe you're just finding that your awakening process might be taking you much more beyond what the traditional astrological forecast for your time and for your sign may be. Some of you may just be feeling that, that's all well and dandy, but the personal journey and the collective is very much more identifiable perhaps to you at this time, Pisces. One of the older signs rocking through the universe, you guys are just at a point, I feel, where it's like any questions that come up, you're happy to embrace them at this time with Wheel of Fortune. Almost like there is some like Pisceans out there that are almost like looking for like random universal drops for like destiny signs or clues, like, Mount Kilimanjaro, 280 miles that way. And then once you see that sign, you're like, aha, that's where we're going. That's where we want to be. So if it's things around you and people around you seem a little bit bewildering at this time, Pisces, don't fret. Don't worry about it. It's okay. People are making their way, and you may find that your energy, you may be wanting to move at a little bit of a slower pace to like wait for that wheel to come to a stop so it actually points your compass the right direction, while some other people may be asking you, come this way, come that way, and it may all seem very frantic to you. But here, things like acting on gut instinct and going on faith as well are participants when we see this card up in the overall energy. If something is you're questioning on like, oh, I better play it safe, I better, not spend any money, that kind of thing, you may just find that you don't want to cut yourself off from like social outings or anything like that at this time. It's a time to be outgoing. It's a time to put yourself out there so that the universe can provide those signs for you and even those initiatives and those inspirations for you at this time. And it's coming through all types of things in your environment, through people, through buildings, through information that you're taking in through media. All those kinds of things come into play. A very large encompassing card letting me know that Pisceans are just like, they're needing to know, they're looking for direction, but they're kind of wanting to have all the information first before making any kinds of decisions. All right, let's look at your card, Pisces. For grounding, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, some of you environment, definitely you may have a boss or you may have somebody that you're forced to deal with at this time who is kind of putting their own ego out there and just maybe even stepping on the toes of others at this time. This could be somebody in your environment that you have to answer to, or that is just like, really bossy, really like ultimatums come with this card, like do this or else, or if you don't do this, then this happens, right? Queen of Swords reversed is just somebody that is impatient, that is usually acting from a place of ego. And like I said, about that thing where the collectives are spending some times in other people's shoes. This is a person that has no desire to do that. They have really put their blockers up, and you'll notice them. They're very linear, straightforward, and they're not wanting to hear any, other good ideas. It's almost like they're asking you to put yourself into something or do something. There's a better way, and you can't even question it this time because there may be some authority attached to this. All right. As well, Pisces, if you find yourself being like short with people, out of patience, or intolerant at this time, this card asks you to go into your meditations and make sure that you are treating people fairly, and that you are sort of being in a healthy mindset each and every day. If you're kind of stuck in a rhythm or stuck in a pattern, you may find that there's like you're butting heads with people sometimes just because there is an unwillingness to see things from the other point of view. I'm not a big fan of the Queen of Swords, right? Traditionally, this could be an air sign. This could be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra who is in your way at this time, or you may be in competition with it this time. And be careful, because where the energies are right now, of anything underhanded that could be going on, or anybody maybe not being truthful to you, right? Okay, so now we have the card of escape, the card of getaway, and the card of the permanence of the mountain, right? If these energies are fleeting, or if this is something that you can sort of duck and hide from for a little bit, or kill them with kindness kind of thing, if they're completely rude and obnoxious, you just stand firm in your power of being having broad shoulders, so to speak, or having a great big wide open heart, that you just smile at this person, and one day just desserts will follow any kind of underhanded things or any sort of egoic pursuits at this time, will be met with sort of folly and failure if this person is not acknowledging help or, forcing their will upon others. That's not an energy we want to see. We want to be more so like the mountain, where everything that's coming away is just rolling off our edges and rolling off the cliffs, right? Shit rolls downhill, or rain rolls off the mountain, or when too much sun and wind have hit the mountain, it lets go a large burst of energy and sends whatever it doesn't need crashing down, sort of thing. So, related to your situation, applied to your situation, may not be a person. This could be a situation where it's just you're deciding whether or not you want to cut it out of your life, and you may feeling that you need to, but there is some apprehension. It could be due to money. It could be due to the fact that you have so much invested it up to this point. Okay, let's move on now. Get some further clarity. We've got 10 of Cups up in sacral energy. So this is good energy to have, Pisces. This is normally, for Pisces in relationships, this is harmony between your passionate end of your love life and your practical end of your love life, right? Being in harmony in both mind, body, and spirit with your partner at this time. And it could be situations where some Pisceans in new relationships are hoping that through strong sexual chemistry and strong sexual attraction, that the larger emotional bond could be made clear, could be made open, right? Somebody around you may be opening your heart, right? Or it could be a situation where it's if somebody has been with you or in your life and you're sensing that their heart just is not opening on a day-to-day level, you want to make sure that you get to the bottom of that. This is good energy in your sacral, in your creative centers. For some of you, there could be discussions of wanting to have perhaps more children, or get into a situation where the whole family has an opportunity that's just fitting everyone's schedule. Maybe it's his and hers new jobs, where you might be picking up and saying, all right, it might be time to go and start a life together, away from extended family, away from other influences. It could be old friends and things like that nature. Or some of you may just finding maybe an eloping type situation is for the best, if what you're wanting is right there in front of you the whole time. So a good card of harmony in relationships for Pisces. If you're single, Pisces, what I would suggest here is to make sure that you've refined what it is that you want. Make sure that you've checked in with yourself and are in a place where you are actually accepting and wanting a relationship. if you're not 100% in, almost, it seems like this is the point in time to maybe just have a friend with benefits, or, enjoy your single life at this time for as much as you can without, getting too diluted about having the status quo marriage and relationship. Okay, let's move on from there. 10 of Cups, good energy to have. There's harmony from people coming your way. Not everybody's going to be this Queen of Swords. This might just be one stick in the mud, but there is a lot of friendly people and friendly things going on in your atmosphere. So hopefully if you've got both of these going on, you'll easily be able to find the balance. Whoa, Pisces, Queen of Cups up here. And I think we just drew this same card for Aquarius, which is interesting. This is an intuitive side of maybe the whole side of this end of the zodiac, when we see the intuitive natures favoring you at this time. First impressions, first gut instincts, right? That thing where we act almost without thinking, or it's, what do they call it, a no-brainer for a lot of times, because you're actually going with your gut. You're going with the good feeling that whatever action, whatever consequence can bring to your actions, right? You're like, oh man, this would be quick. We're just going to stop up here. It's almost like killing two birds with one stone kind of energy. You're getting a 2-for-1 on a lot of things, maybe just the way things time out, where people are, gifts that are coming your way potentially. And now when we look at this as well, some Pisces have that maybe conflict that could be going on, where it's like some of you may be pulling out of like issues where you've been a little bit controlling, and you need to be more trusting of the people in your environment and the situation. Not accusing you anything of Pisces, but it's just to say, right, like maybe we just have to let go a little bit, not be so retentive in our ways of thinking, and limiting ourselves and others in situations, when if we were to just say, okay, you got this, I've hired you for this, or you're in this position for a reason, I'm just going to trust it and leave it to you. If it comes back to you where you end up getting screwed over in the end, I don't think that's going to happen, but at least you will be able to know, will be able to become stronger in one sense or another when you act on those first instincts, those first impressions, and those initial feelings that you have, when you see something for the first time, or when you're presented with a challenge of some sort, you'll be able to quickly navigate your way through it just based on using your intuition, your past and previous experiences. You won't even think about them, you'll just implement them, kind of thing. Really, really awesome card to see this in your solar plexus, in your willpower. Some of you as well, you may be in a situation where you can help another person see the error of the ways of their follies without being too demonstrative, with just being like a kind voice to somebody, I feel. Okay, these are awesome cards, Pisces. Like this Queen of Swords, she shows up like there could be some nitty-gritty crap going on here, but as we're moving up, these cards are getting better and better. We've got the sun now up in this. This is awesome. To me, this suggests that a majority of Pisces are going to be feeling jovial, are going to be feeling satiated, satisfied, and really happy with the way things are, with where they've come so far in this life. And in relationships especially, this is a harmonious time for Pisces. Pisces, if you've got nitty-gritty, ticky-tacky stuff going on in your love life, look at how small it is compared to the big picture, I guess is what this sun card is sort of trying to say. Sometimes we could we're always could get conditioned to believe we could make it a little bit better. If I moved over here, if I did that, if it could just be a little bit better, when really we just have to say, wow, this is actually pretty awesome. Things could be a lot worse, right? And it's not like you have to go looking how things could be a lot worse. You probably are already in a situation where, somebody that you may have met, would never have that experience, would never have that opportunity. Or it's like if we see depressing or bad images on the TV, we can really look and say, wow, there's sanctity here, there's sanctuary in where I am at this particular point in life. Even though maybe we're told all around us that things could be better, or everybody's complaining about the weather, or it's like nobody's happy and everybody's butthurt, but you kind of be that beacon of you know what, guys, it's not so bad, really. Take a look at your blessings. You guys are in a position of gratitude and thankfulness I feel going on in your sign, and it's intuitively it's great, right? So maybe you guys have the cure, the medicine for what this person that's maybe jealous of you or trying to get the better of you. They're trying to understand how you can be so happy, how you can be so get her done, and you know what? It's no weight off my back. You know, all the ticky tacky bullshit rolls off my shoulders, like things coming down the mountain, and then this person could be learning like, oh wow, this is somebody I don't want to mess with, or this is a situation where I should be learning from this person instead of trying to teach them my crap, you know, or the wrong way. All right, let's keep going. Cards have been positive. Communication. So you may have made the decision to stop talking to somebody, Pisces, to cut somebody out of your life verbally. This is the silent treatment, is what we got here. You might have decided that until this person sees how messed up their point of view is, or how weird things are, or how insignificant what they're fighting for is, that you've made the decision that you're not going to address it anymore. It's just like, yep, come talk to me when you figure that out. Come speak to me when you're done holding on too tightly to something that is not helpful for everyone, sort of thing. So again, this struck me earlier, where it's like you'll consciously make the decision perhaps to avoid or circumnavigate somebody when it comes to your ongoings. And as well, a decision that's made to, it's like now you have clarity, where before you were uncertain of which way to go or how you should perceive something. Intuitively, something is going to make itself clear to you, and you're going to be able to then engage it in a way that suppresses it or avoid it altogether. So whatever adversity you have, it's showing that you're mentally coming to a solution to it through deepening your understanding, then solving the problem, and then again having a deeper understanding of that once you've solved the problem. Almost like the scientific progress, where it's like, what's the question? Here's an experiment. Here's the answer. Okay, now what's the question that the answer just gave us beforehand, right? And going through those processes. But it's much more sociological, I feel, in terms of our communications, our foot that's out there in the world, and the fact that we have to converse with others as we go through this journey and through our 9 to 5 stuff, that you might just be setting up some boundaries here and made it a clear resolve to do so. You're not going to take anybody's shit anymore. Okay, Pisces? Because you guys are on a winning streak, and other people might just be butthurt about that, and you may just have to smarten people up in your environment, and in doing so is dealing with them very directly, right? All right. Here we go. We're healing. We're in a healing process from something as well, too, Pisces. These good cards that are coming down here is finally someone's decided to pick up the pieces and run, repair those broken wings and fly again, right? As that song goes, it's like all of these good things that are falling around are coming from this healing that you're doing. So if the early part, if you're where is my happiness and resolve and relationship and all these good things down here, this, if you haven't seen this yet, this is saying it's coming through once you realize that you're much more than what you're feeling, you're much more than what you're doing. Deep breathing, affirmations and meditations, the healing process, that when we find our place of wholeness, we realize past experiences, they might have happened to us, and they might have scarred us, and they might have did a little bit of damage, you know what? But we were able to pull the blades out, and we were able to stop the healing, and we were able to come back within ourselves, treat our bodies and our minds like temples, fountains that always inspire and rejuvenate and have new things coming out in a form of expansion. All right, so if these are 3 different stages in your life, or 3 different people that you maybe found yourself make the same mistake 3 different times, it's like this time things are going to be different. This time universe is saying, here's your window. Here's what you needed to understand, Pisces, about the way people can be sometimes and how they treat you in terms of their mental projections onto you, right? We got lost swords up here. We've got some cups. This emotional powerhouse that you are, Pisces, is causing you to be this mountain, this unshaken star in the solar system that's giving permanence and good vibes all the way. but there's this mental stuff that's going on, and it's almost like it's challenge. It's like somebody's asking you to put an apple on your forehead, and then they're trying to shoot it off with a bow and arrow, and you're like, to hell with that, Jack. Like, I don't trust you for a good archer from somebody else, and that sort of things. All right, as well, very vivid dreams at this time for some Pisces. Remember that old song, The Dream Police? Well, in some instances, in some certain places where you can go in your mind and in your visioning and things like that, we get to a point where our dreams can become very vivid, very lucid, and we get to a point where it's almost like you've reached the end of the game, or you've reached the end of the path, and then you may end up in a dreamy space that's very surreal, very weird to you, but it's like showing you that you're at an end, or that you have arrived and you can't go any higher until more personal development and more co-creation has occurred within the universe. And through your own healing and meditations, you may be able to make that happen for you. But vivid dreams as well are going to be a key to this. All right, some of you might have quit smoking recently, and that's really good to see there. And it could be just a situation here where it's like your dreams want to show you some healing advice and some type of alternate or celestial home or path that is like kind of mirroring your life path, but yet a little bit different. So let go of the mental bullshit that's being projected on you by others at this time. Be strong in your emotions, Pisces, and I see healing and very promising things coming from the ether for you guys. All right. Wow, look at this. The moon reversed. So we're seeing it with clarity. We're doing it with purpose. And there's like high functionality behind a moon card reversed. It's like this is the cycle the way it was like meant to be. This is the way that if we can view things both on the mundane physical and from our spiritual point of view, our etheric body, when they're in harmony and when they're both seeing things, it's almost like you're watching the same reality with two sets of eyes. One that's the higher guided intuitive situation, for those Pisceans that are that awake, and then for the mundane, it's like the same old conditioned mind. You'd be able to be like, okay, well, this is very real, this is very what's happening. And the moon card, I think they traditionally associate this card with Pisces, if I remember correctly. I'm not much for like pointing the arcana, the majors, to one particular sign, because I find that to be quite limiting, because these are big, big messages. But this card definitely, look at all the water here, right? This is definitely something that you will find yourself in from time to time, and doing so with clarity. So hone your senses. Keen hearing, listening, speaking, even your sense of smell. Everything is serving your intuition at this point in time, and enjoy it. There's nothing here that says you have to be down on anything about anything at present time. And if some external situations got you bummed out, you got to be honest with yourself and say, why am I letting it get to me on this level? Because if we turn the other cheek, if we give it the cold shoulder, if we cut it out of our life, there's so much positive things going on here, and the future will be able to unfold for us in positive directions if we're not bringing anybody else's crap with us, right? We're fully trusting in ourselves in this time. And I'm not saying you have to go out and be a jerk to everybody or like point out everybody's faults. I'm just saying when things get projected onto us that are kind of unfairly, we have to kind of make sure we are not holding on to it, though we release it as soon as it happens. So you guys have got card number 20, Imagine. Isn't that beautiful? We got the little boy fishing with the moon, and I think there's one of the major motion picture companies has this kind of theme as like their opening thing when you're about to, sort of drop all your woes and set your imagination free for 90 minutes with a really cool or a really awesome movie. And for some of that, you definitely should, I think, do that. Check out some things that have been written or maybe turned into motion pictures, or something like little mini escapes that you can do to just sort of set off the crap. It's like a mini reset button when you sit down to watch a really awesome movie, and it really sort of takes you away. Same like a very good book as well. That could be just to fantasize a little bit, just to escape, to get outside of it, right? And then when you check back in, you're like, you know what? Life has endless possibilities. There is unlimited potential when it comes to our journeys and our lives. We've just been conditioned, a lot of times out of material fear to be stuck in certain ways, and then you notice them recycling, reappearing, right? We got the sun, the moon, the wheel of fortune, everything like being cyclical, and that's okay as long as we recognize that we need to make sure that that circle is expanding, that we're sort of like we're growing with it, right? Rather than just returning to some point in time in the past where we had that same old junky broken down feeling. Okay, I don't mean to be a pessimist. Let's get on to this capstone card. Number 20, imagine. Turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, then you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of that which feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspiration and imagine these things being real right before you. Then repeat this process. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Okay? And that's really important. Whatever it is that you're desiring to create in your life, it is a promising time for you guys to be doing that right now, and actively do it without set expectations, and get down and do that inner work, and you're going to see these positive things begin to manifest. And don't bring anybody else's crap with you. Those are the main messages for these couple weeks, Pisces. It's always been my pleasure to read for you. Thanks again for letting me read your cards, Pisces. I love you all, and we'll see you next time.